Thanksgiving, everybody, and welcome back to NFC B-East, the only show covering the NFC East for all of the fan bases therein. Joining me today, we've got an outstanding crew. Of course, we've got Breland Moore from Philadelphia, Lou Albanese covering the New York Giants, and a new addition to the team down in Dallas, Mr. Ethan Herrera. Ethan, welcome to the Beast, bro.
Hey, it's nice to be here. You know, I've been waiting to talk NFC East football for, months now. They finally let me into the room. I got the tie, I got the vest, so I'm all set to go. Let's do this.
Well, seeing as that you are appropriately dressed, Ethan, we'll go ahead and get right down to business, and that is going to begin with Breland's Philadelphia Eagles. After blowing a 21-0 lead against Dallas, the Eagles now are 8-3, still tops in the NFC East, but a little bit teetering here. So, Breland, coming to you first, who are your Philadelphia Eagles?
I think, honestly, they're trying to figure that out, at least on the offensive side of the ball. Now, you did see a rare lackluster performance from the defense. I'm not concerned about that. Vic Fangio has consistently done an incredible job, and after two lights-out games against Detroit and Green Bay, I'm not worried about that unit. The offense is still struggling to figure out who they are. Kevin Patullo, the offensive coordinator this year, I mean, it's very predictable. It's gonna end up costing them. That being said, they also are a very undisciplined football team. When you rack up almost 100 yards of penalties and you're constantly playing from behind the sticks, yeah, your offense is going to be predictable, right? When you're on 3-7, you only have a few options going on there on third down. I mean, you're third and long situations, and they've had that constantly throughout the course of this year. This is a very undisciplined football team. This is a very lackluster offense, and I don't know, it could be trouble down the line, but we'll see. Somehow they're still in the driver's seat of the division and one of the best teams in the NFC. They got to get it together, though, because this is not great.
All right, Ethan, coming to you for the first time, you had a front row seat for this. What did you see from the Eagles? How are you feeling about the Birds?
I'm still going to actually say that they're contenders. They are. They're a team that's got a great defense. They got a good game manager in Jalen Hurts. He's a fantastic quarterback. Now, we all know he's not the greatest passer, but I know they fell short in that second half versus Dallas. But, man, that Eagles team can be dangerous, especially if Saquon Barkley can find something going. He hasn't had a great year. He hasn't had a Saquon year. That's just the fact. And, if he gets going, I think that they could still be contenders. They're up there, second in the NFC. And they happen to be in a really, really not so strong division. So I think I think that they can add a couple wins there and still get up there in the higher seats. So I like the Eagles as a contender, and that's saying something to you guys, so I know.
A lot of ifs, ands, and buts there from Ethan. New to the show. I see that he doesn't want to go in on Breland and the Birds quite yet. Lou, we've been waiting for this one for seemingly 9 months now. Go ahead and lay into the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did pick the Cowboys, I will say, right?
That's
we
right.
Picked the Cowboys.
That's right.
And 21-0, I was like going to deny that when it was 21-0, but now we're going to say that we picked the Cowboys.
That's right.
Look, offensively, they're a disaster. Jalen Hurts, who I defend all the time. I do not defend Nick Sirianni because I can't stand him. But Jalen's, I think, is almost afraid to throw into, coverage. He's afraid to, to make a great quarterback, you got to hit that pass, right, between defenders, get that receiver in the end zone. And he's afraid to make those passes. And what happens is the team gets stagnant. They're afraid to call things. Patullo is afraid of his own shadow. Nick Sirianni, I told you, doesn't know what's going on anyhow. So the combination is, how are they 8-3? That's the question. How are they 8-3?
Breland, how are you 8-3? Go ahead and answer Lou's question.
That's a really good question. I mean, remember last year where I think everyone around the country collectively said, are the Chiefs actually good, or are they just consistently getting lucky? And the answer, obviously, when you saw that Super Bowl, was they were consistently getting lucky. I think that might be the story of the 2025 Eagles at this point if they don't get this thing rolling. And like Lou said, that starts with coaching. That starts with Jalen Hurts not being as conservative as a passer. There's a lot of very real red flags going on here as we enter Week 13.
Breland, quickly, last word to you. Saquon Barkley, almost invisible in this big game against Dallas.
But you know who wasn't? A.J. Brown. And guess what? We've not talked about A.J. complaining once today, so I guess he's okay with losing as long as he gets his numbers, right? It's not a great system at all. This run game was the strength of this team last year. It's almost non-existent. There's so many different phases of the ball that aren't working. And I think at week 13 now, yes, you do need to take some time as an offense to develop your identity year after year, but it's time now. And Kevin Patullo should have had this thing figured out, and it's very clear that is not the case.
All right, moving on from the Philadelphia Eagles to the team that dealt them that devastating blow. That, of course, being your Dallas Cowboys. Ethan, back to 500 now, 5-5-1. I believe that this is a truly dangerous team, but this playoff run is still a very slim chances of that. So I'm asking you, who are the Cowboys?
You said it. They're dangerous. This is a dangerous team. They're playing with a lot of emotion right now, and as we know why. And that's a big deal, especially in professional sports. We hear about the power of friendship, but this emotion from this Dallas Cowboys team is insane. I mean, you got a quarterback who is playing lights out, the best he's played, and I'm going to say in his entire career, even when he was up there for the MVP, he's third in passing yards. He's amazing under pressure right now. Like, you can't stop Dak Prescott because I don't know where it came from over the past couple of years when he was not necessarily the best in the NFC, but he is in the NFC East. That is, he is killing it. This Cowboys team can be dangerous. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs, though, but they can be dangerous and shake things up in division races across the board.
Lou, we talked about this last week, the fact that that Jerry Jones got all of the flack in the world in the offseason, giving up on Micah Parsons. The thing that he did do is he brought in George Pickens. Pickens looking like one of the best receivers in all of the NFL, paired with CeeDee Lamb and improving defense. Who are the Cowboys?
I think the Cowboys can make the playoffs. Why not? They're in a couple of games out. And let me tell you something. Tomorrow's game, it's a great game. Kansas City and Dallas. This could be an elimination game for those teams. Whoever wins this game could be seeing themselves a chance to make the playoffs. Whoever loses this game could be out.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge game. Cowboys are home. Pickens, Lamb. Why is Prescott having a great season? Pickens, Lamb. That's why. And Javonte Williams has had a great game, great year in the backfield. You got weapons. You look great.
Weapons all around and improving defense. Already knocked off the Eagles this past week. Breland, tell the world the truth. You're starting to feel a little nervous here.
No, I'm not nervous. But that being said, I do think the fact that this happened and the Cowboys are starting to string some wins together is actually a really good thing, at least in the eyes of Philadelphia, because I almost feel like there's a sense of resting on laurels going on here because there's been such a divide in the divisional standings. So, you know what? I'm actually very happy to see it, but I'm not necessarily nervous about them if they even do make the postseason. We know what Dak Prescott does in the postseason. That doesn't necessarily impress me. So it'll be fine. But yeah, I welcome a little healthy competition to a really stagnant NFC East standing so far.
All right, well, that is the take on the Dallas Cowboys. Time to head on up to New York, where the Giants blow another fourth quarter lead. This one leading to the dismissal of defensive coordinator Shane Bowen. Lou, I know that you can't be awfully surprised, but do you believe that this blown fourth quarter lead, the trend of which had Shane Bowen deserving to lose his job?
Shane Bowen's, the only question with Shane Bowen's is what took so long? Why did they wait so long? You cannot have a team blow so many. Look, when President Trump goes on, whatever he goes on, whatever these days, and rips the Giants play calling like everybody else did, Malik Nabers goes on Twitter, or whatever it's called, and says, we must be trying to lose, because who doesn't kick a field goal there? They yanked it off right away. Trump says it. Everybody else says it. What are they doing?
Yeah.
There's winners and there's losers, and then there's the Giants who are a level below losing.
I think when you look at this, Breland, which makes it so frustrating, the Giants, and Lou, you can hop back in here. I believe that this is five blown fourth quarter leads here. This is a team with only 2 victories on the season. If that defense, which there was a lot of promise put into that defense, if they could have held leads this season, we could be talking about an entirely different team. Breland.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I agree with Lou. What took so long? I think the final straw should have been that Broncos game. That was egregious. That was history-making blown lead. And look, you fire Dable. I understand you don't want to clean house immediately and just all in one fall swoop in the middle of the season, but yeah, this is a long time coming, and I have a sneaking suspicion he's been on a short leash for a very long time, and the leash has run out.
Ethan, to Breland's point there, though, right? You get rid of Dayball. That's one thing. Now you get rid of the DC as well. You got a young quarterback and a team that seems to be somewhat in tumult. Where is this organization headed to right now? What should they be doing?
Well, I think this is the perfect time. Mike Kafka came in and he made the change. Great. I think that's great. You get a defense with some extra games with the defensive coordinator. Maybe it's the one for next season. I'm sure it is. With Bolin, and I do think that this is the start of something that can build this Giants team up for next season. I'm a very positive person, as you can tell. I'm always looking on the bright side. This is the right move. This is the right move to do it. I don't know if they should have done it last week or the week before, but they do it right now, and it gives the defense time to gel with the new system. I think you're right, Lou. They probably should have done it, a long time ago, but we're here now. And this team has a lot of young players on the offensive side, as we know, and the defense. They can shake things up over the next few years, and I think that this was a start in the right direction for the Giants. I mean, they're out now, so there's really nothing to cheer for but for this defense to get a little bolster up a little bit.
Moving on now from the 4th place team in the NFC East to the 3rd place team in the NFC East. That, of course, being the Burgundy and Gold, the Washington Commanders. Breland, I'm going to talk like it's just me and you that are having a conversation right now. I remember some months ago, I was on your show, and I was speaking about these Washington Commanders. I was talking big noise out there. I told you and
sure
all
were.
of the fans up there in Philly how this team was coming, how you all should be afraid, and how it was the Commanders' NFC East to win. None of that has come to fruition at all, so I will give you the floor. Has this season already been a failure for the Washington Commanders?
Yes, and it's really unfortunate because I'm so serious, Chad. I was actually looking forward to our banter towards the latter half of the season. That was so much fun. I mean, it was extra fun during that NFC Championship because once again, I'm going to ask you for the 5th time, is 55 points a lot?
Wow.
Wow. I was really looking forward to the Commanders, and their trajectory seemed so high, and then looking back on it, this is an aging roster that you got a lot of money in old players who are not performing. And just the way that the front office has handled this roster, not getting the depth that you need. Injuries is not an excuse. Injuries happen to every single team in the National Football League. This is the NFL. It's a pro league. You got to be prepared for everything. And the fact that this front office did not stock up on positions, did not have the depth to carry that, there's no excuse for that whatsoever. That's just poor planning on the GM's part and everybody else involved. And so, yeah, this is an absolute failure, I think, for Washington, who had really, really high hopes and were looking to build on that momentum, and now it's just fallen really, really flat. So I'm sorry, Chad. It's tough.
Breland is such a hater. She's been waiting for months to be able to say that to me. Go ahead and defend all of the Burgundy and Gold fans. Lou, tell Breland why she's wrong.
Okay, she's not wrong. Washington's a disaster. And here's the real sad part. When I look at the Giants and I look at Washington, I never thought about to say this. I like the Giants' future a heck of a lot more than I like Washington's.
I do too.
Giants have a better defense. They both have young quarterbacks. You look at Dart's numbers. All right, they don't have a bunch of geriatric guys who can barely get on the field without their walkers, like the Commanders do. The Giants are in every game. And really, what they need, like I told you last week, a Mike Tomlin or an established coach. You put a real coach up in the MetLife Stadium, Giants are going to win 9 to 10 games.
Yeah.
A real coach, a real grown-up, the Giants will win. The Commanders, no. Look, as much as I like Daniels, he's breaking down already. They got a lot of rebuilding to do.
All right. Okay. Let me say this, all right? And I don't like to walk down the middle of the road. It's not what I do. I like to go to one extreme or the other. I am going to take the middle of the lane on this, and I'm going to tell you why, especially to you, Breland Moore. Yes, injuries are a part of the NFL, but this has been an exorbitant amount of injuries that have been on this team here this season. I'll tell you all this. We're filming this right now on a Wednesday. Jaden Daniels is back at practice. Terry McLaurin back at practice, Noah Brown and Debo back at practice. They haven't had that quartet of individuals on the football field at the same time probably since training camp. So although I will say that for a team that had Super Bowl aspirations, it is ultimately going to go down as a failure. The way that they finish the season will determine who this organization, as it's currently constituted, is moving forward. If they fight throughout the last 6 games, they win a few of those, especially against those god-awful birds, then they can turn at least the perception of the season around. So I'm not ready to call it a full failure yet, Ethan.
Well, that wasn't the question, though, Chad, was it? Did you
Holy
say
cow.
was the season a failure? Yeah. This is a failure. There was an NFC Championship game last year. Breland's right. The injuries are part of the game. You need a backup plan. You need solid, second string, third string guys to come in and do some work. That offensive line, though, Laramie Tunsil, Chris Paul, those are fantastic offensive linemen. That's the best part I can say about this Washington season. I think if it's a totally different question about the latter half of the season, yeah, if they can get that going, sure. This whole season as a whole in 2025, 2026, that's a failure. It's a failure.
Ethan, I tell you what we did not bring you on this show to do. That is to say Breland's right. We've been hearing Breland's right all season long. We needed you to give us a little bit more than that, man. My gosh.
Next time.
All right, coming up, we're going to talk Thanksgiving. That's coming up next on NFC Beast. Welcome back to NFC Beast, and I got to tell you what, this has been my personal show of vulnerability in which I am being transparent about everything that I've said in the past, especially those things that have turned out to be wrong. I said months ago that I thought the NFC East was going to be a premier division in the NFL. I thought that it was going to be one of the strongest. Well, over midway through the season, we only have one team above 500 and 2 teams that are likely to pick in the top 5 of next year's draft. All of that said, everyone has something to be thankful for. So Ethan, coming to you first, Dallas Cowboys fans, what should they be thankful for in regard to this team?
I know they've gotten some negative thoughts toward this man in the past in the playoffs, but Dak Prescott, they got to be thankful for him. He's putting together a heck of a season, and the way he's led the locker room, especially with the Marshawn Nealon tragedy, he's been fantastic. And on the field, very few quarterbacks are playing as well as Dak Prescott is playing and leading that team. Also should be thankful for those skills guys. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, even Jake Ferguson and Javonte Williams are putting together career years right now. Ferguson and Javonte Williams seems to be holding it down on that running side. So I think skill set, but all in all, bottom line, Cowboys fans got to be thankful for Dak Prescott.
Lou, Thanksgiving in New York. What should the fans be thankful for?
Well, I mean, the future looks better for the Giants. I mean, Jackson Dart, you have to be thankful for him. He looks like a guy who can play the game. He needs to be reined in, stop running and getting his head bashed in. He'll be okay. There is some hope with guys like Brian Burns. But I think really if you put a real professional coach in there, I think the Giants can contend next year.
Hey, Lou, I love
So be
Jackson
thankful
Dart.
for that.
I love Jackson Dart. I think that he's going to be a star in this league, but I can't help but to want more Jameis Winston. I want more Jameis Winston
I
as
love
much
Jameis
Jameis
Winston.
as possible.
I love
He's the
Jameis
best.
Winston. And let me tell you something about Jameis Winston. I joke and I say, in Thanksgiving, he's the greatest Thanksgiving quarterback because he gives to his team and he gives to the other team. One for you, one for me, one for you, one for me. But the thing is, I will say this about Winston. He's played really well. Yeah, and when he caught that touchdown and scored, I mean, the moves he made. I mean, he was doing more moves than that. I mean, I haven't seen moves like that since John Travolta in Saturday Night Live. Whatever the hell that was called, Fever. The point is, Winston is fun. I'm thankful for him.
I, too, am thankful for Jameis Winston. For me and Commanders fans, I'm going to say that this team should be thankful for the tough times that they've had this year. I believe that probably to a small extent, or maybe a large extent, the Burgundy and Gold believed that they were Super Bowl contenders after last year's run in which a lot of things bounced the right way for this team. I think that this tough season will bring this team, will bring the players, will bring the organization back down to earth, so at the start of next year, this team will be moving forward and built the right way. Breland, the Birds.
Well, I think despite what happened this week, we have a lot to be thankful for here. First, in the NFC East, Super Bowl champs, defending Super Bowl champs. Got a great front office in Howie Roseman. You don't ever hear about holdouts or player drama or anything going on because this front office takes care of business, and that's where you build great teams. He drafts really well. We love that. Thankful for Saquon Barkley and Jalen Carter and Jalen Hurts and Vic Fangio and his amazing defense and Michael Clay and his special teams and Jake Elliott. And should I keep going? Also, we're still in control of our own destiny here in Philadelphia, so there's really no reason to be nervous if they can take care of business on Friday. So I'll just stop, but we've got a lot. And also, best fans in the NFL. Sorry, guys.
That was so nauseating. Like, I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit, Breland. I think I did. My gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Thanksgiving
Didn't you
again.
just say they're in trouble?
Coming around. We got to get into some Thanksgiving favorites before we pick these games here. So, Breland, I'll come back to you. Your favorite dish at Thanksgiving?
Ooh, so I always like stuffing, but then I think I gotta go mac and cheese. Come on, that's the staple. I get more mac and cheese than I do of anything else, so I'm gonna go that.
Mac and cheese, very important in terms of who makes it and how it is prepared. Lou, your favorite?
I like stuffing. I hate mac and cheese. I
Whoa.
find it to be disgusting.
Whoa!
And I like the dark meat of a turkey. I love the dark meat.
Whoa! So you're dark
Lou,
meat
you
and
gotta
no
come
macaroni
over.
and cheese?
No, I
Yeah,
hate
you gotta
mac
come
and
over,
cheese.
Lou.
It's
You
so
just
gross.
don't have
It's
somebody good.
gooey and disgusting. It's all gooey and who wants to eat that? It smells.
Yeah, he must be from the Bronx. He must be from the Bronx. That's what that is.
Look,
No, that's me. That was my mother. That's why I spent all those Thanksgivings in the Bronx. That was horrified.
Ethan, I was going to say the people are commenting right now. They're calling in. Save Lou.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm a big turkey guy. I love the turkey, but both of you guys with the Breland, sorry, both of your things. I literally wrote down just so I didn't forget. Stuffing and mac and cheese, overrated. Can't stand them. It's not I can't stand mac and cheese, but Thanksgiving mac and cheese.
See, I'm not the only one.
Is not the move. Stuffing, get out of here with stuffing. Get out of here with that stuff. No, thank you.
Breland, the wrong people are cooking them macaroni and cheese here.
Chad, my brother, there are two Americas, okay? That's all.
Hey, on that note, we're going to go to break. We're coming back with our picks for the week. There are two Americas. We love macaroni and cheese. Wow. NFC Beast, the Thanksgiving edition, in which two of us are Team Macaroni and Cheese, and two of us don't really know Thanksgiving food when it hits them in the face. But 2-hour pick'ems now. We're talking Broncos and Commanders first. I'll go ahead and start. I believe that with Terry McLaurin, with Noah Brown back, I think that this is the final hurrah for this Washington Commanders team. I think that they win this game 18-17 over the Broncos. Ethan.
Give me the Broncos. 8 in a row is coming. That defense is insane. On Sunday Night Football, I'm sorry, Chad. No, they're not. Commanders aren't coming out with this one.
All right, whatever, Ethan. We'll see if your invite gets lost in the mail next time. Lou.
Broncos, tough defense. It's going to be, it's just too good a defense, even with these guys all coming back in the rust. Broncos.
Breland, I think that the Broncos have shown signs of weakness. I think the Commanders win. What say you?
Well, Chad, I hope for your sake you get one. You get one lick, okay? But I also, unfortunately, have to agree with the rest of the panel. I'm going to go Denver, too. This team's tough. And shockingly, I think they very much are going to win the AFC West. So let's go Broncos.
Don't worry about it, guys. I'll be back to remind you all that the Commanders raised hell next week. Moving on now, Giants at Patriots. Lou.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. I can't believe it. I think the Giants are going to beat the Patriots. I really do. I think they're finally going to hold on to a lead.
Yeah.
So it's the first time all year I think I picked the Giants.
I believe the Giants win this game as well. I think that they get up so big on Drake May and the Patriots that they cannot even let that victory go. I think the defense stands up huge. Giants win that game. Ethan.
I mean, Drake May is Tom Brady's clone. Isn't that the rumors going around? I don't think that the Giants can keep up with that. The Patriots have given up more than 20 points, 3 times since week 4? Maybe twice since week 4. The Pats are for real, unfortunately. As you know, I'm not a huge New England fan, but Drake May is the real deal, and that defense is something special.
I'll tell you what, somebody's going to have to get Jeff Cole back on the phone as quickly as possible. Breland, who do you got here?
I was going to go New England, but there is something to be said about firing a coach. There always is a weird response from teams. And so you know what? I'm going to go New York on this one. There you go, Lou.
There you go.
We're all on New
There
York
you go.
except for Ethan. I love it here. Huge game going down on Friday. Bears, Eagles. Breland, do you all re-find your footing?
They better if they want to do something this season. So, yeah, I'm going to go Birds. If they do not respond well, this is trouble for Philadelphia. So, yeah, I'm going to go Eagles.
Lou, who do you got?
I agree with Breland. They have to win this game, the Eagles. If they don't win this game, they're going to have a big problem. They're going to fall. I know they're going to win the division, but where you go in the seeding could drop real fast.
Yep.
We'll move on to Chiefs, Cowboys. Huge game, playoff implications. Ethan, who wins?
Cowboys. Just one word. Dak. I mean, he's awesome right now. The Cowboys are going to win this one. And it's Thanksgiving. Chiefs don't look as strong as they usually do or have in the past. I think the Cowboys win by double digits.
Breland, 5 seconds.
Chiefs, because I'm a hater.
I'm going to go with Cowboys, but more important than anything else, we're wishing you, and you a happy Thanksgiving from the NFC Beast.